Meanwhile, the United States will introduce a draft resolution to members of the United Nations Security Council to impose an arms embargo on South Sudan. This comes amidst warnings from senior UN officials of the possibility of genocide in that country, with warnings of violence spreading along ethnic lines and the development of the country's national identity being replaced by extreme polarization of certain ethnic groups.
Threats of an arms embargo on South Sudan have existed since the outbreak of violence in 2013. But this would be the first resolution amidst fears of ethnic cleansing in the country.
Days, the United States will put forward a proposal to impose an arms embargo on South Sudan and targeted sanctions on the individuals who have been the biggest spoilers to achieve lasting peace in South Sudan. In the interest of the people of South Sudan and the region, this constitutes an important step toward curbing the ongoing violence perpetrated by government and opposition forces against civilians.
Russia immediately made clear that so-called Western moves to impose an arms embargo was less than a certainty.
Our position here has not changed. We think that implementing such a recommendation would hardly be helpful in settling the conflict. Furthermore, new sanctions could further complicate the relationship between the host country and peacekeepers and the international community. Generally speaking, introducing targeted sanctions against South Sudanese leaders would be the height of irresponsibility now. Someone probably wants very much to see that President Kiir shares the fate of Gaddafi, against whom there were also targeted sanctions introduced.
The US move came moments after warnings to the Council that the environment was ripe in South Sudan for mass atrocities.
The media, including social media, are being used to spread hatred and encourage ethnic polarization, and later threatening particular ethnic groups, telling them to leave, face violence, or be eliminated from specific areas, have surfaced in the last month. I'm particularly worried by the involvement of the youth, who make up a large percentage of the population and who are particularly susceptible to divisions within society.
To South Sudan, Ellen Magret-Loy also explained that the country is made up of at least 64 ethnic groups, reinforcing the case for a dialogue focused on nation building. She cited examples like Ghana and South Africa, where multiple tribal groups exist, but where citizens think of themselves first as nationals of the country before associating themselves with a particular tribe, an issue that largely remains worryingly absent in South Sudan today. Sherwin Bryce-Pease, SABC News, New York.